Uh, Assalamu alaikum. I will begin the lesson now. Last week we took a lesson on strings, working with numbers, booleans, and if statements. It was a pretty long lesson, took more than an hour, pretty sure. But for today, we're only doing lists and loops. So now let me teach you about this data type that I've shown and explained before, called lists. So earlier in the course, first lesson as far as I remember, we had the variable cars and then equals to square brackets. Wait, let me just write it down. So, wait, actually I didn't start screen sharing in Zoom. Let me just screen share it. Okay. Screen sharing now. Okay. So let me go back to what I was saying. Let me write cars equals to square brackets. Square brackets. Okay. This is a list where you can store more than one value in, as we know. So let me just move this code to the second line, and in the first line we could write cars equals to BMW. Car equals to BMW. So the difference between the first variable on the top and the variable on the bottom is that basically we can see that the variable on the top is a list. It's a list because it has a value. What this means is that we can store more than one value, whereas in the variable above, which we call string, we can only store a sequence of letters. So let's just delete the first line of code with the BMW. Okay. Let's write cars equals to BMW. After BMW, we could write, or wait, there should always be single quotes from between the start and the last letter of the word. So it should be like this, BMW, and then let's just do the example I did last week. So Tesla, and then Mercedes. Mercedes should look like this. Okay. Oh wait, I didn't write any quotes,
Okay.
single quotes here. Okay, so it should look like this. There should always be single quotes. This is what a single quote is. I mean, I've explained what single quotes is a lot, so you should know what it is by now. So
Yeah.
the variable up. So the variable up above is the list. So the variable up above is a list and it's containing three values. So if we go to the second line again and begin writing, let us write print len. This is what it says, len. It's popping up here. Len. You can't see what I'm writing, but this is what I'm writing. Okay, you can see now. Cars. Print len cars. Okay. And if you remember correctly, we used len when we wanted to, or let's call it len. Len, we wanted to figure out how much letters the name user contains, and that you always say print and then parentheses when trying to print a variable. So let's just run this real quick. And as expected, we get the number 3, which means that we have 3 items in the list, not that it only contains 3 letters. So not what we did with Yazen, which with how many letters the name contains, but this is how many variables the list contains. Okay. So with list, let's say that you want to access this first item here, BMW. The way you do it is as follows here. I'll just write this here in the third line. We're going to write print cars. Print cars. So we're printing cars here. This list. We're printing cars and the variables that are in it. And if you remember with the box analogy, what I said was that A list is basically, I mean, you could think of a list as a box, and in that box you could put anything you want to put in it. So in this case, we're putting a list of cars. So wait just 1 second here. So let's just run the code real quick. We get a list containing all the car types. What we want to do is only grab the first element in it, the first item in it. So let's go to the fourth line and write print brackets cars and then square brackets. Okay. Oh wait. Just change what it look like. Okay. So cars, square brackets, and then another closing parentheses. Okay, looks good. Oh wait, let's just rewrite this. Okay, print cars. Okay, print, yeah, just keeps. Okay, so print cars and then square brackets. It says there's error here, but this is normal. So the first thing to do here is to access the first element above, which is called BMW. So here, these are three items: BMW, Tesla, Mercedes, which are elements, and all of the elements start from number 3. So BMW, start from the number 0. They don't start from the number 1, they start from the number 0. So BMW is 0, Tesla is 1, Mercedes is 2. The numbering system in computers always starts with C. It always starts with 0. Always starts with 0. Never starts with 1. So what we want to do here is to write 0 in the bracket. So print cars 0. Then let's just copy paste it here and duplicate it, so we have written it 3 times. Oh wait, okay, copy and then paste. Or wait, I didn't know that copy paste doesn't work this way in Visual Studio Code, so let's just do it the normal way, which is writing. So but we're going to place 0 every time, so it's going to be, wait, could we see it now? Yeah, this is what it look like. And then I think there's a way to copy paste in Visual Studio Code, but I don't really have a lot of experience with it. I usually just use PyCharm. Okay, and then in here we write 2. So this is 1, this is 0, 1, 2. Or wait, actually, I think this is how you copy paste. Let me just try. Okay, never mind. Let's just continue writing instead of copy pasting. So print cars, 0, 1, 2, print cars BMW, print cars Tesla, print cars 2, since the number system always starts with 2. So yeah, like I explained. So let's just click on the run button up here. So first of all, we have the number 3. Number 3 means 3 items. The names of the 3 items in one line, because of the first line of code we have here, and then each item alone, because of the code we have here. Okay, and then wait, yeah, the 3 lines of code we have here, and yeah, each item alone because of the 3 codes that we have here. So for example, if we want to access, wait 1 second, let's just go to line 7 and write print cars, then the same process where it's like that, but 3, print cars 3. Right, so we know that we have 3 variables, which are BMW, Mercedes, Tesla, and we know that the numbering system in computers always starts with 0. So we would see BMW, Tesla, Mercedes as 0, 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 3. So if we just run this code, we can see that we have an error. We have an error, and the error says index error list index out of range. So if I was to add another call to the list, let's just say Toyota, and then go back to the last line to write print card 3, which we had here. So wait, let me just do it. So just do the same process again, but here write Honda. So let's just run the code again. So we will see that we don't have any more errors, and that we are actually accessing the index number 3, which contains the value of Honda. Alright, it contains the value Honda. And yeah, I think that's it. It contains it. So this is what you should know. What you should know about. Sorry, it keeps telling me that my microphone is lagging or something in Zoom, and I have to go fix it. Okay, but basically, yeah, this is what.
It's not lagging though.
This it's the same thing was happening to me last time. They told me that it wasn't lagging, but I don't know. Every time it happens, I just stop. So if something's happening, but okay, thank you for telling me. Okay, so let me just say what I was going to say. This is how you work with loops, with lists. Sorry, this is how you work with lists. So lists are just this, which is like this item cars is a list. You can see it's actually named a list here, and the names here inside it are variables. And if you wanted to print the variables, this is how you would go along with doing it. And actually, the thing I'm doing after this is loops, which is going to make things a whole lot easier for you. But before we start with that, let's just take a 2-minute break, I guess. Just take a 2-minute break so you can start again after 2 minutes. Okay, I extended the time because a participant named Karar Lajami needs extra time to do something, but now that I'm back, we can start again. Okay. Um, and as for the lesson I just took, or the subject, I don't know what you call it, basically the list, I didn't have any questions prepared. But what you should really know is that in lists like this, they always start with the number 0 and not 1. Since the numbering system in computers always starts with the number 0 and not 1. I mean, this is something that you should know. Okay, so now is the perfect time for us to learn about loops and while loops. But if you know about programming, it's obvious that it's more efficient to start with loops. So I'm doing while loops tomorrow, but loops today. So I'm not sure if everyone's following on Visual Studio Code. I don't know who is following, who is not. But like I previously stated, it's always better, since getting more practice is the key to improving. Okay, so let me just continue. Um, you thought that if we wanted any item in this list right here, so cars, we need to say cars and then the index, cars and index. By index I mean cars 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we had another car on the list, we would go down here and say print cars index 4. But we can do something way better than this, which is just using loops. Also keep in mind that loops are just something you should know. Loops are very essential in programming and help you to get a shortcut to many things. So what loops do is allow us to enter a code that will automatically loop through the list. With the list I mean, for example, this list, allowing us to execute any piece of code that we want. So you see this list that says print cars 0, 1, 2, 3. A loop could just do all of this at once in one line of code. Quite sure a lot of people were putting serious effort into processing the lists, but if you didn't know about that, that's what loops do. So let me just remove everything and just leave line 1, which contains cars, BMW, Tesla, and all those others. Okay, and let's go to line 3 and write for cars. So for the cars in list cars, okay, and then press enter and go to line number 4 and say print car. Okay, print car. That's what it should look like. So now you see that instead of saying print cars index 0, 1, 2, 3, we're doing all of this very quickly. Okay, there's only 9 minutes left in the meeting. If there's not enough time, I'll start another one, but I think there's enough time. This shouldn't take too long. Okay, we're saying 4. Here we're saying 4. 4 is for the loop construct, which is basically how the loop works. And then this car here is a variable that will point to each individual item in the list above. Cars is basically the list. Cars basically the list as a whole above. So if we just press run, we can get the code here. You can see that we have the words, or wait, name car. Wait, I think I did a mistake. Let me check. If we write cars here, yes, okay, just make it like this again. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so now if we just run it up again, we can see that we have the words BMW, Tesla, Mercedes, and Honda here. um, or wait. Or yeah, that's okay. Okay, so just save this and wait. I forgot something very important that I want to say. Okay. Now I realize what I did wrong. Um, so over here, let me just add one more car. Okay, let me just add one more car so I can show you what I originally want to show you. Okay, so now we previously had 0, 1, 2, 3, but now Toyota will be 4. Okay, so now if we just click the run button here, we will get cars: BMW, Tesla, Mercedes, Honda, Toyota. So we get everything including the Toyota I just put, which proves that loops automatically loop through everything in the list and execute every variable. So let's just close the code so I could also show you this. In line 4, where we have print car, print cars written, and what we're going to do here is just add to it. So make it print cars and then dot capitalize. Okay, dot capitalize. We've used the capitalize method many times. I'm not sure how many times, but many times. And we all know that the word means what the word means, just to capitalize. So the concept shouldn't be too hard to grasp. Okay? So, wait, let me just do this thing real quick. Okay, so if we just run the line of code here, we can see that all the words now are capitalized. The first letter is uppercase. So just close the code, and after line 4 we just going to press enter again. So now we're in a line, or actually wait, what I want to do here is this. So now we're in a line that's separated from both for car and cars and print car capitalize. So in this line we're going to write if car equals to BMW. Okay, if car equals to BMW. So let's just add another line to it too. Let's just add another line to it. And what you're going to add is print car dot upper. Yeah, it's really annoying. Okay, print car dot upper and then parentheses. Okay, print car other and then parentheses. So what we want to do here is make the word fully uppercase instead of just having the first letter uppercase. Correct? Okay, we're making it fully uppercase. And then print, okay, wait. Now we're going to press enter again and press delete. Okay, so we're going to write else. We're going to write, it should look like this. We're going to write else. So we're also going to indent print car, so it should be near the end of else. And now we're saying loop through cars. So if the car is equal to BMW, we want to uppercase everything. Otherwise, we would just want to uppercase the first letter. So now with all that information, let's just run the code. So now we can see that we have BMW in all caps, but in all the other ones we only have the first letter capitalized. So there you have it. This is how you work with loops in Python. So loops are just known for looping through any list and then just executing any part of the list while going through the code. I was originally planning on going through classes and class behaviors and objects as they are helpful if you're interested in going into Python, but I just don't think it's worth it to do right now. So I've changed my mind on that. So now that we have took lists and loops, I'm going to do while loops, functions, and built-in functions tomorrow. Thank you and have a good day.